Hey, y'all, let me tell you about this wild week I had at the hospital, where I'm a surgeon, just trying to do my job, save lives. My name's Dr. Marcus Hayes, and I work in this chaotic ER in downtown Atlanta, where every day's a high-wire act monitors beeping, nurses hustling, and me, stitching folks back together like it's just another Tuesday. But this one patient, Karen Mitchell, a 58-year-old lady with a chip on her shoulder the size of Georgia, she turned my world upside down. It started when Karen got rushed in, heart failing, barely hanging on. I scrubbed in, hands steady, mind locked in 6 hours in the OR, fighting to keep her alive. We pulled it off. She was stable, breathing, gonna make it. I'm not looking for a parade, just doing my job, right? But when Karen woke up in recovery, she saw me standing there, a black doctor in a white coat and her face twisted like she'd bitten into a lemon. "You," she hissed, like I'd personally offended her by existing. "I want the real doctor, not you." I took a breath, kept it cool. "Mrs. Mitchell, I'm Dr. Hayes. I did your surgery. You're gonna be fine." Her eyes narrowed, voice sharp as a knife. "Fine? You call this fine? What did you do to me? I'm in pain." Now, her vitals were solid, incision clean, textbook recovery, but to Karen, I was the problem. She didn't see a surgeon who'd just saved her life. She saw my skin and decided I didn't belong. I've dealt with this before, folks clutching their purses tighter when I walk by, questioning my credentials like I didn't claw my way through med school, but Karen? She was next level. She started yelling about getting me fired, demanding to see the hospital director, saying, "People like you always mess things up." That, you hit like a punch, but I stayed calm, told her I'd get the director, and walked out before I said something I'd regret. The next few days, it got worse. Karen turned her hospital room into a war zone, snapping at nurses, buzzing that call button like she was running a command center. Every time I checked on her, she'd point and sneer. "You again? I told you, I don't want you touching me." I'd check her chart, explain her pain was normal post-surgery, offer to adjust her meds, but she'd just scoff. "I know you botched this. I can feel it." One morning, she leaned forward, clutching her side like she was auditioning for an Oscar, screaming, "You're trying to kill me, aren't you?" The nurses froze, eyes wide, but I just said, "Mrs. Mitchell, you're healing fine. Let's keep you comfortable." She wasn't having it. "I'm suing you," she spat. "You and this whole hospital." By day 3, the whole staff was on edge, nurses trading shifts to avoid her, whispers trailing me down the halls. My boss, Dr. Lisa Carter, called me into her office, looking like she hadn't slept in days. "Marcus, she's escalating, threatening a lawsuit, saying you're incompetent because, well, you know why." I nodded, the weight settling in my chest. "I've dealt with this before, Lisa, but it's heavy." She leaned forward, eyes steady. "You did everything right, Marcus. We've got your back, but she's not letting this go." I left her office, feeling that familiar mix of anger and exhaustion, like no matter how good I am, it's never enough for some people. Then came the showdown. Karen got discharged, but she refused to leave, sitting in her bed like a queen holding court, demanding someone who knows what they're doing. I walked in, chart in hand, and said, "Mrs. Mitchell, you're cleared to go home. Your recovery's on track." She laughed, cold and mean. "Home? You think I trust you? I know you're all covering for each other." I'd had enough. "Security's an option if you won't leave," I said, voice steady. Her eyes flashed, but before she could fire back, our security chief, Tom Reed, stepped in, calm but firm. "Ma'am, it's time." Karen went ballistic, yelling about lawsuits as Tom wheeled her out, her voice echoing, "You'll regret this, Dr. Hayes, I'll ruin you." A week later, she was back, lawyer in tow, storming into Lisa's office. I stood outside, hearing her scream about negligence and incompetence. Her lawyer, some slick guy in a cheap suit, chimed in, "We're suing Dr. Hayes for malpractice." Lisa didn't flinch. "There's no case here, Dr. Hayes saved her life." But Karen wasn't listening, her hatred burning through every word. In that moment, I stepped in, couldn't hold back anymore. "Mrs. Mitchell," I said, looking her dead in the eye, "I saved your life, gave you the same care I give everyone, but you can't see past my skin. You're not mad about the surgery, mad a black man was the one who did it." The room went quiet. her lawyers shifting awkwardly. Karen's face turned red, but she didn't say a word. I walked out, heart pounding, knowing I'd finally said what needed saying. The lawsuit went to court, and let me tell you, it was brutal. Her lawyer painted me as some reckless hack, but our team brought receipts, charts, records, expert testimony showing I'd done everything by the book. Karen's recovery? Better than average. Her claims? Built on nothing but her own bias. The judge saw through it, dismissed the case, and just like that, it was over. I should have felt free, but the truth is, it left scars. Back at the hospital, Lisa pulled me aside, smiling softly. You handled this with grace, Marcus. We're proud of you. Tom clapped me on the shoulder, said, You didn't let her win, Doc. But sitting in the break room that night, staring at the Atlanta skyline, I felt the weight of it all, every sideways glance, every whispered doubt I'd faced my whole career. Here's the thing. I won, but it didn't erase what happened. Karen's gone, but there'll be others like her, seeing my skin before my skill. Still, I keep going, because this is my calling, saving lives, no matter who's on the table. That night, walking out into the city, I realized something. Those scars don't weaken me. They make me stronger, ready for whatever comes next. But it's got me thinking, what do you do when someone judges you before they know you? How do you keep pushing through? Drop a comment, share your story. Let's talk about it, because I know I'm not the only one fighting these battles.